So hey, hello, what's up? It's your boy Anye Elite here at Icon City News, and just like a lot of you, I've had to be more than one thing in life. I started off as a gay rapper, just fighting to have my own voice, and that transitioned into being an entrepreneur, building platforms and opportunities for other folks from underrepresented communities. Now, as the author of Rainbow Soul, a chosen lineage of Black queer music memory and becoming, every chapter of this journey has taught me that the stories that shape our world also shape how we see ourselves. And thanks to all the incredible people that I met along the way, I also realized that those lessons aren't just for people who live and look like me. So, here on the commentary, we're going beyond the headlines. We're talking power, politics, music, entertainment, and what it all means for us. Welcome to the commentary on Icon City News, where our stories matter.
IconCityNews.com. IconCityNews.com.
Yes, no.
Welcome back to the commentary here on Icon City News. Today, I am joined by a very special guest. I have the author of Ruthless. Did I get it right? I have the author of Ruthless, Wyatt O'Brien Evans. Welcome to the commentary. How you doing today?
Ajay, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. The complete title is a long title, but it's important.
Okay.
It's Nothing Can Tear Us Apart, Ruthless. And it's I write a series of novels, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart, Ruthless, number 4 in the series.
Okay, so for people like me who are going to be new to the series, can you set the stage for us?
Okay. Nothing Can Tear Us Apart, like I said, Ruthless is the brand new installment, is about two masculine, openly gay, upperly mobile, accomplished men of color, excuse me, their significant others. You have Wesley Lawrence Kelly. He is this uber wealthy Black celebrity entrepreneur, philanthropist, and his intimate partner is Antonio Miguel Rios Jr. Antonio is this deliciously muscular Latino. He is Wesley's bodyguard as well. And so they have to struggle against the odds to keep their monogamous relationship alive and thriving. And they have various obstacles. For example, they have to deal with the ghosts of intimate partner violence and abuse, mental illness. Wesley splits into an alternate personality. You've also got contentious and explosive family dynamics. And then you've got this duplicitous, deadly drug lord by the name of Rough Cut. And he has it in for Wes for whatever reason. He's deadly and he tries to destroy Wes and Antonia. And in Ruthless, you'll find out exactly why he is doing that.
So I have to ask, what was some of the inspiration for these characters?
That's a good question. First of all, let me tell you that I believe that my whole series, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart, is a rarity in contemporary LGBTQ literature for a number of reasons. Number one, I am showing this uber wealthy, accomplished, Black, gay SGO man. And you don't see that often in LGBTQ plus lit. Also, too, I'm dealing with intimate partner violence and abuse. The acronym is IPVA, which is domestic violence and abuse within our community. And stigma plays a large part in IPVA being dramatically underreported, particularly with Black gay SGL men. I wanted to talk about that because it's swept under the rug. It happens much more than people realize. I'm a survivor, so I wanted to put that authenticity, excuse me, in the novel. So I took the inspiration from me, people that I have known throughout my life, and just sitting down and developing characters that were grounded in reality. Because an author is effective if his characters are actually grounded in reality.
So I have the cover up here, and you're definitely right about that. I think um, not just you know not just to the rarity of it, but the fact that representation is so important in
Yep.
all spaces. I think about what it was like to see when black Afrofuturistic thrillers, kind of when the Key and Peele and kind of that stuff started happening. It was um, I think liberating for a lot of people, and I have a feeling that maybe people don't automatically think that fiction can do that, but you're demonstrating that it can, and so um, I feel like there's going to be this question from some people who read it, particularly with the conversation around um, black excellence being code for black elitism. Why was it important?
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going, Anye. Let me just say this. First
Go
of
ahead.
all,
Mhm.
it's important to me to show Black excellence. And why can't there be an uber wealthy Black gay SGL celebrity entrepreneur who's worth almost $1 billion? Why not? And what sets my novel apart from, I think, everybody else's is, and I wrote it like a screenplay. It is truly an immersive experience. The way I fashion it, the prose, you see it, you're the fly on the wall. You see it, you smell it, you taste it, all of that, because I talk about the mansions, the properties, the cars, the colognes, the clothes, talk about all of that. Because I want, when you close your eyes, I want you to see Wesley, the Black protagonist. I want you to see Antonio, the Latino protagonist, who is his partner. Now, it's not all about wealth because my other characters, I would call them the sub characters. Some are managers, some are lawyers. I've got two escorts in there, two barely guy escorts in there.
Okay.
I've got two radio podcast hosts in there. So I do I do vary the demographics and all of that, but I felt that it was important to show a Black, gay, SGO man who is uber wealthy, he's powerful, he's got connections, but he's got his foibles and his vulnerabilities. He's had trauma. You'll find out that he splits into an alternate personality by the name of Walker, who stirs up shit. So you see the dichotomy. Then you have Rough Cut, who is this horrible drug lord. So you see that. It is it is full of twists and turns, hot sex. When I do the sex thing, it's raw, it's earthy, it's what men do. So I suggest having like a cold beverage with you, crank up the air conditioning, have your fans, because I wrote it like a screenplay. And I wanted you to be able to close your eyes and see these people, how they interacted. And also too, I've caught a little flack sometimes with dialogue because this is what I do. because I show people of different walks of life and different educations, right?
Mhm.
Some of the characters, for example, the hustlers, the escorts, um, they use slang. They use really urban vernacular. And for example, let's say you say something like, "I'm going to the store." I rate it like I'm going to the THA store. So what
Okay.
I try to do,
In the tradition of in the tradition of Black queer literature, yeah, very much so. If you're familiar with some Elin Harris work and my other brother whose name is escaping me. God bless him. We are friends. I will insert. I will insert it later. Oh my
same
god.
one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so sorry. Anyway,
Don't worry.
so you were talking about a screenplay, and I could see it, and um just recently, um Patrick Ian Polk, the creator of Noah's Ark, was
Oh yeah.
who recently was nominated for an Emmy. So congratulations to the whole team over there. But he
Yeah.
was talking about how representation, Black queer love is still scarcely represented. And so let's
Sure.
play a game since you already
Oh
have
Lord.
the screenplay in
Oh God.
mind. Okay, let's welcome to my casting couch.
Oh
Let's
Jesus.
hang out.
Oh God.
Okay. Now, so for Wesley, give me
Mhm.
two people. And just to open it up now there are very talented folks in they're very talented Black gay men that are actors that could play this role, right? But we're gonna just open this up to everyone because it's art, darling. So who could play Wesley?
Well, let me first say that I'm working on adapting this into a series even as we speak.
Okay.
And I have a partner that I'm doing that with, and I'm going to make an announcement probably in a couple months.
Okay.
We see Colman Domingo,
Okay.
and it would be so. See, Wesley is like 43. Colman could pull it off, right? And it would be. I think he would really enjoy doing it because he'd be playing two parts. Because you have Wesley, and then you have his alternate personality, Walker, and Walker is the polar opposite of Wesley. And let me just tell you something that made me laugh when I was writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley's very um Wesley is very educated, right? So he talks in an educated way. Walker slang, he speaks as if he's not educated. But when Walker takes over, he has to pull off the Wesley vernacular. And it was funny. I had such a great time doing that. So anyway,
Okay.
yeah, but getting back to Coleman. Coleman would be great. I would love to have Mike Cotler to play Wesley.
Okay.
He did Evil. He's in this new lawyer show. He also was Luke Cage.
Yes. I'm obsessed with the King's writing. The folks behind Evil and
Mhm.
the Good Fight and a bunch of yeah, they're some amazing folks. Um okay. So I want to play too. So we have okay, so he's chocolate. Okay, so you're giving me some visuals. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm going to say, and I want to do two.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Wayne Brady. Okay.
Mm.
I know what he's been doing. And I know they didn't warn you before here. We talk about people on this show. But I think he does have the range to like he's a thespian, so I think he has
Uh-huh.
the range to like to give what
Yeah.
from that character. And then, oh, do I only have one? Okay, I might only have one. There's okay, that's all I have. All right, who do we have? Who do you have for the romantic interest? Ideal.
This guy, Antonio, is the, the poppy is a bodybuilder extraordinaire. And we need someone with that body type because if we don't have it, it wouldn't be true to my vision.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I am still thinking about who I would like to play Antonio.
Okay.
I can't think right now. Actually, we're working on that now, trying to figure out who we would love to play him, who would be on our wish list. But Antonio, the boy is Joe.
Okay. Okay. Cock diesel. All right. I see.
Pa is Bill.
Yeah, I see it. Um,
Yeah.
Now with all of this, and it gets
Uh,
a little bit serious now. Now we're just talking about people's physicality and whatnot. So I
uh,
know that domestic partner violence plays a role
in it.
in Ruthless. And I, if I have it correct here, you've spoken about a boys will be boys type attitude around violence between men.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm also a subject matter expert in intimate partner violence and abuse, and I'm a public speaker and an
Same here.
advocate. Thank you. And unfortunately, too many people, even the police, think that as boys will be boys.
Mm.
They don't take it seriously when they're male victims of intimate partner violence and abuse. And that's really, really sad because it abuse is abuse. I don't care who does it or whatever. Um, in the series, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart, like I said, Ruthless is a new book. Um, in the beginning of Antonio and Wesley's relationship, because of certain situations, Antonio battered Wes. Okay. And that had a lot to do with Rough Cut, the drug lord, setting Wes up to make Antonio think that. You got to read the other books. Yeah. But I catch you up in Ruthless. But anyway, Antonio batters Wes, which is a big part of Wes splitting into Walker. To make a long story short, they come back together, but they come back together after loads of individual therapy and couples therapy. And what I did was to try to make it as realistic as possible. I actually sought a therapist to give me some guidance and how to do that. So I didn't want people to think that, intimate partner violence and abuse is okay. You can, if you choose to go back to your partner, it's okay to go back without tons and tons of therapy and understanding and working things out. Now, most people don't go back to their partner, but I wanted to do something different. So they come back together, and sometimes the ghost, as I call it, of intimate partner violence and abuse crops up, and it crops up in Ruthless, and they have to deal with that as well.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is heavy. I like to consume a lot of different content and whatnot, and so I watch Ratchet TV, and
Mhm.
it so happens that like black gay men are overly represented in the genre. And because the genre is so much about fighting, you see
Right.
people who are in relationship but also getting paid to fight and perpetuate kind of a dysfunction. And so I wonder, just even a even how it's maybe moving even beyond a boys will be boys kind of thing, and in some places is being glorified. Um,
Absolutely. Actually, when I was writing it, particularly Ruthless, this new book, I didn't want to glorify it. Um, when I decided that they would come back together, I said lots of therapy individually in couples, because I didn't want the reader to think it was easy for these two men to get back together.
mhm.
And I wanted to show that they had this unbreakable bond. And that's why I focus on monogamy so much, because I think too many people even today think that gay SGO men cannot be monogamous, particularly Black gay SGO men or men of color. So I wanted to have that component in there as well, because I'm a romantic. I love love. And I truly believe that two men can form a lasting, loving relationship. So I wanted to put that piece in there too, that unbreakable bond, that deep, abiding love, and having them come back together after doing a lot of work.
Right, right. No, that's good stuff. Um, Now I know it's not lost on you that we are living in a time where um, LGBT people, books about LGBT people, are being challenged and pulled from
Oh,
shelves. How has that? And this is, you said, the fourth or fifth book, right? So you're
mm.
so you're in
Fourth book.
fourth book, right? So
Mhm.
you're in this. How has that, if at all, affected your creative process and your and getting the books out?
What you say has a lot of merit. When you strongly believe in something, and I really strongly believe in representation, we have to tell these stories. We just can't go hiding in a closet and not tell our stories and tell our truths. Um, and that's what drives me. And the series resonates across the board, I've found, with heterosexuals, with the LGBTQ community. And that's because you have two individuals, no matter what their gender or orientation, they have this abiding, unbreakable love. And it's a story of enduring love and resilience and overcoming the odds. So it does have universal appeal, and it can strongly resonate across genders, age groups, orientation. But, even though it seems like we're in a more conservative time, and, we're being kicked around, so to speak, the community, you can't stop doing what you need to do. You can't stop showing representation, because, as they say, the old cliche, representation matters.
It definitely does. It definitely does. That's actually one of our slogans here. Our stories matter. So today is the day. Okay, the book is finally available. And
Yep.
where can people pick it up?
Okay, well, first of all, you can visit my website, which is WyattEvans.com. You can order from there. You can also order from good old Amazon.com. Also, Barnes and Noble. Gosh, what else? You got, yeah, website, Barnes and Noble, Amazon. And I'll be adding more places where you can buy them.
Okay.
And it'll be in bookstores as well. It's in print, paperback, and ebook.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, that's incredible. Now, I want to give a shout out to the beautiful folks in Palm Springs and
Hmm.
specifically Brothers of the Desert, because it sounds like something that they would want to read.
Will Dean and Brothers of the Desert is officially launching Nothing Can Tear Us Apart Ruthless. We're going to have a national virtual event, and it's going to be Wednesday, August 26th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So yes, it's a big thing, and,
Okay,
and I'm going to
Go into more detail. Break that down for me. Okay, so it is a virtual event. What are you going to be doing at the virtual event? Are you going to be reading chapters? What's up?
Right. Will Dean is going to interview me, Q&A session. I'm going to be doing some readings and taking questions from the audience. And yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. I want to thank you for stopping by the commentary. Please give the audience, and let me put the image back up here. We got your book cover up there. Go ahead and tell folks one more time where they can pick up your latest installment.
You can go to WyattEvans.com, 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 Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, and we'll be right back.
Guys, it's Anye here at the Marsha P. Johnson Youth Drop-In Center.
Sure does. And so the brothers, I think, do a wonderful job taking care of the community. So tonight, we're taking care of ourselves and our members in crisis.
Good to see you. Hey, baby. So,
It's reversible Fonte.
y'all check out Holy Smoke.
I gotta tell y'all, Icon City off the chart. One booking with them, my place was packed from the moment we opened to the moment we closed. As a matter of fact, we ran out of everything. So many people came through. Big shout out to Icon. Big shout out. Thank you very much.